Hey, today we're talking about 3 things I gave up to 10 times my fat loss results. Because everyone talks about what you need to be doing, but actually, it's not just about what you do, but what you don't do that has a huge impact. Online, you'll see all these motivational reels of people doing high rocks, running, lifting, sweating. But 80% of fat loss isn't about doing more of that stuff. It's actually about what you need to do less of. Less snacking, less indulgences, less fish and chips Friday and weekday wine Wednesdays. And if you're a woman who loves food like me, you'll know it's all too easy just to eat too much deliciousness, which if you're doing regularly, no amount of workouts or cardio is going to give you the results that you want. So today we're talking about 3 simple things that I gave up in order to 10 times my fat loss results. Number 1 was eating in secret. I know we're going in heavy from the get-go, but that opportunity to eat alone, away from judgment, I can have whatever I want, that fuels the idea that food is a naughty indulgence. And it makes it feel like a private comfort ritual. Always eating in secret when I had the opportunity was reinforcing the idea that I can't trust myself around food. And so in order to be successful with my fat loss journey, I had to break that mentality. I had to get comfortable eating bigger portions around other people and eating in different ways to other people to fuel my goals and satisfy my needs. Once I got comfortable with that, I didn't have to be ashamed. And therefore, I didn't need to go and eat in secret. Number 2, the second thing I had to give up to 10 times my fat loss was the just this once mentality. This crops up so much when you're craving a sweet treat, but you know it's not something you really need. Or you want to have a little snack, but you know you've just eaten a meal and you don't need it. This little voice starts to come in your head and says, just this once, this is the last time. Well, my question to that little voice is, what's different about now? Because yes, the occasional snack, the occasional treat, it's okay. But if you're constantly saying just this once, and it never really is just that once, that's probably getting in the way of your fat loss goals. What I did here was implement my 3 W's, who, what, where method. This allowed me to be selective about when I actually wanted to enjoy treats. It gave me a framework for a standard that the moment needed to have to justify having a treat. It allowed me to be more selective, have higher standards, and it means when I did allow myself those treats, I truly enjoyed it because it was the right time. The third thing that I had to give up to 10 times my fat loss, and people aren't gonna like it, but it's alcohol. The truth is, alcohol sabotages fat loss in so many ways. Now, you don't have to give up alcohol altogether, but if you really want to see fat loss results and you constantly drink, then you're just getting in your own way. And it's a really simple change you can make to 10 times your results. For me, it's a no-brainer. Not only are we dealing with the calories in the alcohol, which alcohol sugars are loaded with calories, they're also liquid calories, which means they're not adding to your satiety. The amount of calories in a couple of pints of beer equates to a whole meal. Not only that, but alcohol also affects your sleep quality. So even if you don't drink too much to get a hangover, your energy and your hunger hormones are still going to be affected the next day. You're more likely to have cravings, feel more fatigued, and look for quick energy dense hits in food. And that's if you don't get a hangover. If you do get a hangover, then that stuff is all just 10 times worse. Good luck fighting off the urge to order a McDonald's. Go and get a fry up. And we all know that you're not going to be going to the gym or doing your planned exercise that day. With the effect that alcohol has on your body, avoiding it just makes it a whole lot easier to lose fat. You only need to look at something like your wearable health tracker to see the impacts on your body, on your HRV, on your quality of sleep, when you go to bed after a drink. And when you haven't drank for a long time and then you do drink, you really notice the effects. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to go sober. I do want you to ask yourself, if in this season, if fat loss is your goal, is alcohol really serving you? Is it really worth it? Could you reduce it and still have a good time? Anyway, those are the 3 things. Aside from the alcohol, the other 2 were all around mentality. Mentality is a huge thing when it comes to how you approach your fat loss journey. At the end of the day, it's a mental game. It's like when you're running and you have to tell your mind that you can keep going and your body will just follow. Fat loss is less about physically pushing through and more about how much you can mentally push through. If you found this video helpful and you're on a fat loss journey, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and go and follow me on Instagram at Natalie Louise Coaching. My DMs are open for any questions you might have on your fat loss journey. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.